Yay!
I love to dance.
And now, the reason we got out of bed this morning for music and the spoken giggles, Singing Mama and Auntie B are our very own soulful duets.
Good
Love that.
morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good afternoon, where I am, everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And in case we don't see you.
I knew it. Alrighty, we have another special guest today. Her name is Julia Treat.
Yes, she
And
is.
her freaking resume is so big on just what I know. And I am going to give some time to her to explain her path for a minute. And then we'll go from there. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't we all have this massive resume for real?
By now we should.
Yeah. So I'll give you the abbreviated version of my life. I grew up as a preacher's kid. My dad's a Baptist minister. And I realize now as an adult, about 5 or 6, when I was at my first, in the first big congregation, we usually went to children's church. We didn't sit out for the sermons, but my first sermon that I sat in, my dad was never fire and brimstone. And honest to God, he is a saint in my book. He is a saint. He is just a beautiful soul. But he was preaching that day about God being disappointed in man, or that I don't remember the conversation, but it was that we're sinners and all these things. And I'm like going at 5 and 6 going, what? Like, I remember God not being that. And I hang on, because I was a child that really felt like this God is just loving. So when the sermon was over, we were driving home. And I do remember this. I don't remember a lot of my childhood, but I remember this. That we're driving, and I said, hey, Dad, I want to talk to you about your sermon. I said, I say this at 5 or 6. I said, I don't think God's like that. I don't think God's like that. And my dad said, you're not supposed to question the Bible. And I said, I'm not. I'm questioning you.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, snap.
Woo. So a 5-year-old knows, 5 or 6 years old. So what happened to me later in life, which I'm going to get to, I realized when I finally got back to God, that at that moment, that 5 or 6-year-old subconsciously, maybe, whatever, said, if you're mad at me, then I don't want you around me, because I remembered this, and I got chills. I just got chills saying that. So I think a lot of us push God out because of what we heard, something that didn't resonate. And so as a little child, this is how I'm going to cope with this. You're just not going to be in my circle. So I went through life without God, for many years. And it was tough and rough, but it was also things I had to go through to find my way back to God.
Absolutely.
Which would be when I was literally at my rock bottom. I was losing everything. A speech language pathologist. I had a private practice, and it was very busy. I had a waiting list. I was very good at what I did. And my marriage was imploding. I had a mystery illness that ended up being Lyme disease later on. But everything hitting rock bottom at the same time, and even closing my private practice because I was too sick to work. And I was on my knees in my yard one day, and I said, God, that's the first time I called to God in a long time. I said, God, I need a lifeline. I haven't talked to you in a long time. I understand that I need a lifeline. And I didn't even know what I believed in yet. I didn't even know if I believed there was a God.
Right.
Literally at a point where I had to do something. And that was...
There's no atheists in foxholes, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
I love that. I love that you said that. So I didn't get my answer that moment. Okay. You don't always get your answer at that very moment, but God's going to lead you to the way. And so a couple days later, I'm sitting in a diner waiting for my lunch, and on the placemat in front of me, there's all these little businesses that advertise. And I see this little square, and it has a purple angel, and it says, Angel Class, learn your guardian angel's name. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be there. And I never have talked about angels or anything. We never learned about them in church, really, just whatever it says in the Bible.
Right.
And so I went to that class because I knew I was supposed to be there. And that was the first life, that's literally God said, here, you need to learn and connect with the angels, learn about them and connect with them. And I learned about Archangel Michael, who is like my bestie. I always say that.
Now.
Yeah. And so that, I had no clue that that was leading me on my path to eventually, getting to know my team, Jesus, Archangel Michael, the beings of the highest light. And then lo and behold, a friend of mine is getting ready to leave this physical form, the physical body. I call it a costume, and I'm not meaning that in any disrespect. I call it a costume, the costume we chose. And as she was preparing to leave, she was in the hospital, and they'd given her a few days. I left the hospital and went and raked the yard. I was raking the yard just to clear my head because I was watching someone close, leave this existence as I knew it. I didn't know there was other stuff.
Right?
Yeah. So as she's, I go home to rake the yard, and I'm like, angels, and I'm tight with the angels. I've been working with them. I now can communicate with them. We walk together every day, like they're with me. And the moment I said, please go be with Jean, because I know she is scared. Please let her know that everything is fine and she's going to be okay and that you're there with her. And at that moment, I could see, feel, sense, hear. It was heaven. And I got chills right now. Again, I could feel it. And I was like, oh my God. It was the most unconditional love. No, most of us haven't experienced it. So you don't even understand, like, wow. I started weeping. It was tears of love. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I get a sip. I just a little allergies going on here. I got to get a sip.
I feel you. I'm sucking on ginger myself, so you're good.
So, and stop me at any moment.
No, keep going. You're doing great.
So when that happened, I had never met Jean's husband. She was older. She was like kind of like an adoptive mom to me. She took me into her family when I moved here by myself. Why did I move to Northeast PA, right? At the moment, why am I here, God? Which I know now.
Right.
But I saw her husband, which I'd never seen pictures of. I heard about him, but I didn't know what he looked like. And I saw her husband, and he was calling to her. And I shit you not, he had a mug of beer. And I didn't know anything about this man, okay? I just saw him, and I said, wow, they're having a conversation. And he's saying, come on, the party has started. We're ready for you. And she's going, no, I'm scared. Okay, I get chills just telling this again.
I have my hands.
So her son came home that day, and I'm outside, and I said, I got to tell you, you're not going to believe, Joe, what happened. And I said, I saw your dad. I opened up to something, and your dad is talking to your mom. They're having a conversation. He's calling her there. I can hear the party, and it's so fun. There's music and so many, I said, people waiting, souls waiting. And I said, he even had a mug of beer, and I described his hair, and he goes, that's my dad. And he always drinks a mug of beer. So I was like, what? Now, this had never happened for me. So this was like, what? Wow, this is amazing, whatever this is. So the kicker, even bigger kicker, the next day, Joe called me, and he said, I just got on the phone with my brother. And he was telling me that he was at the hospital yesterday with Ma. That's what they call her, Ma. He was at the hospital yesterday at Ma, and that she was having a conversation with our dad. He said the same thing you did, and it was the same time that you were opened up to all that you saw that. I said, oh my God, what is this? What's going on here?
Amazing.
Yeah. Blew my world wide open.
I bet.
And when was this? How long ago was this?
Ooh. I have to look at my book to see. I wrote about it.
I love that. You have ways to mark time. I love it.
You know what? Honestly, with my ascension process right now, I'm losing years and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. Was that 2015? Was that? I wrote my book in 2015, and so 5 years before that, maybe. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
It's wonderful.
But it was a while ago.
Show us your book too. Show us your book.
Yeah. Show us your book.
So I wrote about my own journey into this, stepping into the light, the miraculous ways that our loved ones, angels, and guides are able to let us know they're near. And it's
is that on Amazon or anything, or how do we get that?
It is on Amazon. You can get the soft cover or hardcover on Amazon. Just go under Julia Treat on Amazon. But you can also get a free ebook. You can get the free ebook there at, I'm changing my website. For those of you that know juliatreat.com, it's now juliatreat.biz, changing platforms. And I'm letting the old fall away. There's a link that you can get a free copy. And I do talk about, and everyone in the book, I got permission. Joe and his family gave me permission to tell that story. I got everyone's permission. Things that happened for me, and also things that happened for clients of mine as I moved into my new role, which then went into healing work and now I teach it all. And now who would have guessed it? I have a podcast. Like, it's craziness.
It's beautiful, though.
It is.
That's awesome.
It's beautiful craziness. You are going to find the more we step into what we're meant to be, right? The more we're capable of actually doing. And so when people ask you what you do, and you're like, oh, so much, because like, how do you say it in one word?
Yeah.
Right? I think it's all part of the whole thing is just love, right? This whole ascension process, everybody moving into what they're meant to do, what they're paid for, right? This is how we tap into the love, the light, because they're the same. It's just semantics, really, the words you choose. But the way that you describe it, I can see myself there with you, or at least watching it, right? So
that's what people say about my book. They said, I feel like we're just sitting and you're telling me stories.
I love that. So let me ask you something. Do you feel like it was something that opened up to you and you watched it? Or do you feel like you were actually in it while this was it happening? Your very first experience. Do you remember?
Yeah, all of it. I was watching it because I was in it.
In it?
I was
like
in it
you were
and
a part of
watching
the same environment?
Well, let me see here. That's a good question.
Because that is impressive. Because usually it's you're watching it. You still feel it, right? But I've only heard a few people say that they were there. They were in it there.
Yeah, I can be in it. So I have learned to be in it more. And I actually take people in like guided meditations kind of, but they actually go in it too. I can take them to it. Yeah.
Isn't that like an astro projection thing-ish?
I don't know. I'm not a big person on words. I talk hillbilly talk, so I don't.
No, this is perfect. That's what I'm saying. Semantics means you're just using different words for the same thing.
People
so a guided meditation, generally speaking, people have to go somewhere in their mind away from where they are. Yes? Okay.
But then I'm taking them to it, and then they're in it.
That is the basic concept of astral projection.
Okay, good. I don't know these terms. I just do stuff, and then I go, I don't know what it's called.
but people go with you. So they're even feeling their way there too with you, which is an amazing gift. And you have to be trustable.
Right.
Trustworthy.
Yes.
Just my hillbilly. I love that. I have them. But they have to trust you. And that's the most important thing when you're trying to lead people to love.
Right.
Right. And that's one thing that I really find is commendable. We both do in you.
Oh,
just like with Kathy with a K, right? Our gay patriot, super channel, superstar woman. You as well have a different role, but honestly, the path leads to the same place.
Yeah.
Right?
My main goal is my main goal is like to help everyone let go of the rules that they think have to happen for them to be connected to God. And that you don't have to go to anyone to be connected to God. Maybe to remember, I don't know, but you don't have to. No.
Exactly.
In fact, so I do readings and I do healing sessions and past life regression, but I always say my job is to make sure that you never need to come back to me.
Right?
I mean, I'm not here to say, hey, this is going to help my income keep coming. But I want to go back when you said, when people say, what do you do? And I used to try to give them this list. Now you know what I say? I say, I'm doing God's work.
Good for you.
And then if they want to know more, well, this is how I'm doing God's work.
I love it. Good morning, Jami.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, Jacqueline. So this is our cousin.
That's our cousin Jamie, and this is our auntie.
Hello.
Our auntie Jacqueline.
Hello, Jacqueline.
Okay, so with everything from, we're going to say, 10 years ago to now. It's past a decade. Let's throw it at just a decade to simplify.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I want to hear, and then if you have questions, singing mama, you can ask me. But what is your favorite part of what you do now? The thing that keeps you fired up, the goal you have with everyone you meet. What is it that's your favorite thing?
So my favorite thing, first of all, I think right now, finally, I've come to a place where I've chosen only the things that bring me joy, because that's the best way I can serve. I can't be a people pleaser, and I can't try to save everyone, but I can just be, this brings me joy. and this is how I can share it. So my favorite thing is, man, it's just to help people heal their heart, just whatever that means, because it's different for every person. For instance, right now I'm working with a woman who is, her mother reached out. I'm doing healing sessions every day with her that she has a tumor, and the doctors have removed everything and said it's the doctors have said this is the end. And it's amazing. I can connect with her daughter, even though she's not left her physical body yet. And I still can connect with her and tell her mom things. And her mom's like, oh my God, can't believe you just said that.
Right.
Just bringing her mom peace and working with her daughter in peace, just peace in what's happening. And so, I mean, it can be that. It can be me saying to someone, your dad shows up as a cardinal. Oh my God, I see one every day since he left. Or your dad, one woman, it was little 5/8 screws she found everywhere. And she did a reading with me. And she said, and I said, what, you find little screws or something? Or I brought it up, and she's like, yes. And I said, that's your dad. She goes, I know. He used to use that in his pocket all the time. So just to see even someone that hears that they have guardian angels and they just start crying because they have felt alone. Like just to help, just to see someone or watch them heal and really witness that, this breakthrough. That's my favorite thing.
I can feel that too when you're talking. I like to, when somebody's understanding, broadens just a little bit, or just blows away the walls, right?
Then it's birthday cake all over your head.
It's a birthday cake thing, yes. But when it just minuscule little bits of opening up, right? For me, that's my favorite part, because planting a seed is one thing, but watching it bloom is something else. And so when we come in here and we talk about this stuff, somebody's watching in passing, and they're like, what? That's nuts, right? But it's there.
Yeah. Well, I've been called a lot of things, believe me.
I'm sure.
For doing this work, and they'll point the Bible out and say, I'm supposed to talk to them. I'm like, yeah, because we help people heal. They don't want you to talk to us. There's a lot of us doing the light work through this, and anything can be used for light or dark.
Yep. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The limitations that we have put on ourselves, we have put on ourselves. And I think that's something that needs to be said way more. Dogmatic Christianity or any other religion, okay? Dogmatic behaviors and rhetoric. Do you guys know what that means?
I'm going to say like nonsense or over nonsense. I don't know. I say nonsense. Maybe it's what it means to me.
You know? James?
I know you've told me before.
Okay.
So I don't know.
There's no shame in not knowing. Dogmatic is basically like really stringent rules. Okay. So if you don't do this, this doesn't happen. You have to come talk to me, confess your sins, because God don't have time for that. You have to talk to a saint, someone I said is a saint, because God don't have time for that. Or any of the others. And there's hundreds of thousands of them, right? None of that matters. Okay, dogmatic things are things that are man-made rules in religion. This is where we're going to use it here. So when you're like, you don't got to go to some person, and no, you go right to God. What is wrong with that? Anybody who puts himself between you and God, move him out of the way.
Yeah, and God's only been loving you all along. God's only been loving you. That's it. God just wants you to find a way back to love, because that's all it is with God.
And when you talk about how when you get that person to that place, right, the love place, and the rest falls away, it really does. It's amazing how just what really matters stays. And love is what gets us to become our best form of us. Not rules and punishment and fear. None of that.
Yep. Something I noticed too is coming from a place of what I do, but knowing that others do it different ways, and that there's a lot of us doing this God's work. I'll be honest, like nothing like pains me more than just see light workers out there talking about other light workers. It really drives me insane. I just like, please stop. Just don't. Right? Just that's ego. Like, why would you just be in your lane? Right. I'm just saying that for some reason. I don't know if someone's going to say this and go, I follow someone that's all they do. Well, maybe look for someone else that's not throwing out the hate.
That's on the same vibration as
the hate daggers.
Right.
So when you were saying planting the seed and watching it bloom, I teach what I do now. And I just taught my mediumship angel intuitive class just a few weeks ago. And it's a weekend course and everyone's face to face. And I said, I promise you all, you will be doing readings tomorrow. You're going to blow yourself away with what you're able to do. And to watch them, even if they've never gotten a thing, to watch them, the second day, it's like little kids. Oh my God, I can't believe how much I'm getting. Oh my God.
Yes.
And so to watch that, I'm like, it's like this, it's not like a mom, but kind of like a mama feeling like, look at you go.
I love it.
Look at you, you're growing.
Do you have that recorded, or are you going to do it again? Because I think I know somebody who might like do that.
So
just saying.
Yeah, I have a lot of courses automated, but this course is so important for me to teach it live, but also for me because I'm there to push you through what you're going to be scared of doing. Plus, you get the practice work with your classmates, and I teach remote viewing, which can be used for light or dark. Just remember,
I know.
I didn't know I could ever be able to do that, but I teach remote viewing, and we do a lot of things. So I do teach it a few times during the year. If you do get on my email list, or you watch or listen to my podcast or watch my YouTube channel, the Ascension Super channel, you'll start hearing the announcements when it comes time again. So just keep your ears open. And I do teach it in a group, though. Yes. Yes, you may speak. No, I'm kidding. Just joking.
I love it.
So what do you mean by remote viewing? Is that like when you go somewhere in your mind and see what's going on over there? Is that what that is?
Anyway, yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
This is how I can come see you.
And I don't know it until you're tickling my nose or something.
Aww.
And this is how I can see the light in the same place that Julia did.
Yeah. That's
over
cool.
Donna, Texas. Okay.
Yeah, the spotlight, God's spotlight that we saw.
This is
That's
there's
awesome.
so many things, and that's why when people ask me about places I haven't actually been to, I can still give information about it. And if you have a way to teach that, I think that it's always the mirror image. She would be very interested.
I do,
yes,
and I know more people would be too.
And that's one thing I tell the class. You can use a remote viewing for different things, and I do teach. Don't be a nosy psychic medium.
Right.
Okay, and don't give messages when people aren't asking. Okay, just don't do that. But because you're gonna want to, I always say this. Your ego's gonna say, "But I have to prove I can do it." I'm just gonna go up to a stranger. I'm like, "Don't do it. Promise me. I promise you, will not be a good result." But the remote viewing, I help a lot of people clear their homes of dark energy. And I actually can see in their home, and I can describe the carpet and the rooms and stuff like that. And they're like, wow.
So cool.
And I can take them to the point where it is. And they're always like, I always hated that part of my house, or that was always creepy. And so I work with Jesus and Archangel Michael, and they come in and we do this whole clearing of I'm just part of a team, but I
love it.
Yeah, I love it. It is so much fun.
And you know how people are feeling without being
That's
there.
a little bit more, but yeah, that's a little bit more than just remote viewing, because you have to have an empathetic
stance on it.
Participation. Like you have to. It's not just seeing; you have to be there.
Like
Does that make sense to you, completely? Julia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a lot that's involved. None of this is only one thing. It's not just your eyes. In fact, your eyes aren't even there. Right? It's your
and I didn't do any of this.
And so yeah.
When I saw heaven that day, or felt it was, I didn't do any of this. Okay, so I had to work through this. This was a process. This was me working a muscle that had not been worked in a long time.
Right.
It's just working a muscle. And so I found a mentor that I worked with, and so I didn't do remote viewing. I mean, I guess you call that remote viewing, but I didn't do this stuff where I could just go, okay, now I can see here. Now I'm going here, and so. Yeah, I just had to learn. It was a process. And people that take my class, I'm like, look, you guys already got more than I did my very first time practicing, where it's on, here someone's looking at me and I have to give them something. And I got a bat. That's all I got, which meant transformation for her. But my students, I say, look, you guys already got more than I did. And look where I am now. You just have to you have to push through the fear, because you're going to be afraid that I'm not going to get anything. You're going to expect I have to prove myself. You don't prove yourself to anybody.
Nothing. None of that.
And you might say, the simplest thing is, oh my God, I see a butterfly flying around you. And it might be, oh my God, my daughter, when she passed, this butterfly just follows me everywhere. It could be I have chills. It could be the most profound message by one word.
Yeah.
The little series we're talking about.
I
I mean, everything is so amazing. And the thing that's cool too is that when you learn how to do this, and it doesn't, see, I had to do this because of all the trauma. Okay. So I had to find my way out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would just go to like the sun.
Mm.
And at the sun, what was amazing to me was when I got there, it wasn't hot. Instead, it was like soaking in all the knowledge of the universe and the love. Okay. That's what all the fumes and stuff that we're told are fumes, they weren't, though. I felt that. So when I came back, I was like already refortified before I even got in my body. And so when you're learning this, and I love so much that you have classes, because I don't have a way. That's not me. That's not my thing to teach it. I can try and take people with me, but I have too many specific, scientific, highly hoity-toity words to use that people don't understand.
And I don't. I'm hillbilly style.
And you have a very, not basic, a very
personable.
Psychic Skills for Dummies. No, that's those books. Remember those books? I'm just kidding. It's not that. I'm just kidding, y'all.
You have a very, like a big heart, like an open heart, in a way that is blendable with your everyday person. And I'm pretty much afraid of the everyday person. And so that's my block. And so I like it there. And when I don't, it'll be gone. But you don't have that part. And so I'm just going to send people to you for that, because that's amazing.
Well, amazing. I'm going to start teaching some of this on my Ascension Super Channel and the Psychic Super Channel. I'm on both of those. So
I'm going to start Psychic Super Channel too.
Yes, Jane, I just launched that one, and I'm not going to say partners, but I'm on there, and I'll be recruiting on there. More people will be joining that have taken my courses and that I know. So yeah, everyone check those out, because we're going to have a lot of fun there. I want to start.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, this is fun. It's a fun gig. It's a fun gig, for sure.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Yeah. I want to say something about being an empath, if I may. Did I cut someone else?
Nope, go for it.
Nope.
So I was an empath my entire life. I know that. I mean, I was. But that's all I was tuned into. And so all I did was feel everybody's stuff all the time and sponge it in, take it in, take it in, take it in. And I have since awakening to really what's going on, because I thought I was awakened when I awakened to my skills. I didn't know. I didn't know it was Lucifer lived here. So when I fully awakened, I'm just putting it out there. Okay.
Good for you. Yes, he does.
So when I fully awakened, I was like, oh, game on, because now I got these skills, and now I've got God and these skills, and ooh, I'm untouchable, and you are in trouble. Like, this is the way I talk.
And you're coming after me, are you? Well,
yeah, I literally say, is that all you got now? Is that all you got? That's all you got? That's it? I love it. But I had to find a way to rise above I'm a compassionate person, but I understand the importance that I cannot take on anybody's stuff.
Nope.
To do my work, all of us, for all of us, we can't take on people's stuff right now, and we can't. You've got to find a way. So I'm just in this force field of love that it literally can't even touch me now. It just can't get to me. And I'm not saying dark forces. I'm just saying anybody's emotions. Now, I'll hug you. We're going to talk to you. I'm going to help you. But I'm not taking on your despair and sadness, because that is what takes me to a lower vibration. Does that make sense? So, I mean, even with current situations, and we have family members who are getting the jab, and they are losing their mind, and so everyone's calling me, and I'm like, all right, God, I want to help, but I can't. I'm not on call. I am not on call. I can't be on call for 2 or 3 people. I love everyone. I can't be on call for a couple of people, because I've got millions that need to hear something. Right. So some of us, that's what we're here to do.
I agree.
And I've really, and recently I just God said, look, just put it out to everyone. Just what are you doing for humanity right now? What are you doing for humanity? That's going to pull you out of your sinkhole if you're in one. What can I do for humanity? It's going to make you feel like you have a purpose again, like you're doing something for this. It's not just sharing stuff, but what are you doing? Like, come out. I don't know. Am I making sense?
You're making sense. And I think that there's an important distinction to make here. Okay. Because when you first learn about stuff and you learn that you can actually get on here and talk to people, it's an amazing, fantastic first step. And we're not downplaying that at all.
Mm-mm.
Right? Okay. So that's amazing because it takes so much courage to get up here and do this live. I didn't realize it. Because so many people were like, I'm so afraid. And Jamie was like, we should do this live. And I'm like, oh, let's record them first. And she's like, no.
No.
And I'm like, oh, crap and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
And then she got on, and then she started doing them by herself, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I have so many. Like
she's like, "It's so addicting."
And like people come and talk to me, and I love people talking to me.
It heals you somehow when you're. I think it when you're telling things, your story.
You heal each other's hearts.
You're speaking your story, but you're also, this is how to rise above it. This is how I did it. So I love it. I get it. It's so healing.
So the first step is amazing, right? And this is what we've done. So now we want to move on to the next step. But there are still people who haven't taken the first step. So just so you know, everybody has different first steps.
Yep.
Everybody does. So I've had so many reach out to me, and what I love about it is that I've aside from the trolls, because there's trolls.
I have many.
And I think they're adorable. You're all adorable.
I love them. I love you so much.
And right? Like you're just adorable.
You make me stronger. You make me stronger.
Right? And the thing that I like is when people attack, I have noticed for the most part that it's because there's something that's hurting them.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know what else to do but to attack.
Yep.
No one says anything.
That's where they've gone.
Yeah. No one says anything mean unless they're hurting themselves. Inside.
I agree. So you're full of beep, and you shouldn't be talking about beep, 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 because it's going to embarrass all these other beep people. And I'm not about embarrassing anyone.
Well, I've been called Satan. So.
I've been called Satan's daughter.
Oh, hey, well, maybe that's why we get along so well.
Maybe we all are just here because we've all been called this stuff. But it doesn't matter what they call you. It doesn't matter what they say. It's not even about you. It's not about me. It's about their pain. So then I say,
I'm I pray for you. That's what I say to my mom. I'm sending you love right now. Praying for you.
And I'll reply if I can actually feel that there's something there that I can work with.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's not, I'll just say, God bless you. And that's it. I will respond with that. I won't keep going, but that's it. Mm-hmm. If I sense that there's something that they are needing to work through, they just haven't found a way, then I'll ask them a question that I would never really normally ask somebody. Mm-hmm. And it's just for them. And with that alone, I've had people who have just 180 in their responses, in their kindness, in just this overwhelming. And it was because they were hurting. And this is what is so cool about this part, all of this. Because the love you're talking about that you surround yourself with, right? Mm-hmm. The love that we are holding, everybody's worth that. Mm-hmm. Okay? I can't work with everybody, and everybody can't work with me.
Same. Mm-hmm.
Right? We all have a different tactic. I don't scream into my computer like Kathy with the K, and I love her when she does that. Honestly, I get so excited. I'm like, go, lady. And then that one where you did, right? About the...
I think I said the F word about 50 times.
The hallucinations. I called you. Like, I stopped it halfway through. I'm like, I have to call her and make sure she's okay.
So a friend of mine, that I watched a friend take we don't even know the name of it still, the hallucinogen drug. It's a really...
Is that
ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca.
There you go.
And I just watched this friend, and I was like, and I got really pissed off because I talked to you. We did a show I said, we got to do a show about this. And I was on there, and I was so angry, and I was angry. I was like, they got to another friend. And it was it got thousands and thousands of views, and I took it down the next day only because whoever needed to hear it that way, they heard it. But I didn't want that energy up there. I didn't want that to be the first thing someone saw of me.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I just needed it down.
But there are lots of people who they needed to see that of you.
Oh, they loved it. Was everyone? It was thumbs up. Everybody loved it, and I'm like, I don't want that up there.
But you did a fantastic job. The reason why I called you was because I don't get that vibe about you all the time. You have a protective streak in you. There's no doubt, and you're subversive to nobody's business. But these are good things. So something triggered you enough to flip you over into the totally protective stance of fuck all of you guys because I'm protecting these guys.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure you were okay.
Speaking my language.
And I'm so happy that you are. Like I'm not as resilient in that way. Like it takes me a long time to work through it because I don't like to yell.
Well, that helped me work through it because I did that for 45 minutes to an hour, and I felt
you
really
did
good
fantastic.
afterwards.
But see, I couldn't do that, and in a way, I'm in awe. Right, I'm in awe of you, but it scares me because of what I've been through. But that's my stuff, not yours. So when I'm calling you to see if you're okay, I'm making sure you're still you. Did they get you? Are you sure you're
I'm
okay?
like, hell yeah, I feel great.
She did. That was awesome.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
It's yeah, I even have people all the time that reach out and go, angels don't use that, because I'll say, hey, whatever, I'll use that word, and angels don't talk that way. I said, how do you know? Do you talk to them? Because I do, and my angels talk to me that way. If I can be talked to that way, then they will talk to me that way. It's just a word.
What? It's just that's the thing. That's more dogmatic stuff.
Just a word.
See, that's more like my rules have to be just like this, and I get it, but it doesn't make them true and real and like existential. Like they don't go beyond your face.
And anything I say might help that person someday realize, oh, maybe they do say that word. I mean, who cares?
Right? It's a word. Yeah. Find the intent. Find the.
I'm not going to stop just because it's pissing off a couple people.
Oh, please. Piss off a couple 100,000 more, please.
Yeah,
don't you dare stop.
I plan on it. No. That's what it takes to wake them up. I'll piss them off. That's fine.
Okay, so real quick before we get into, we have a special offer with our book, with my books here, but I want to show your book one more time. Okay. You got it right there, right?
Yeah, free ebook on my website right there, julietree.biz. And by the way, the heart rock there is for a reason.
I love
and the cardinal and this river, this picture there's a river behind my house. Okay. And this river has caught so many tears. It's listened to me. It has walked with me. And so I have chills right now. I had to pay homage to the river. And of course, God, the light. But I found a picture that I have chills everywhere. So I'm thanking the river, and this is me on the back when I wrote it. Look at me.
Oh my goodness.
You look totally different.
I know. Well, that's Ascension for you.
Wow. I mean, that's a pretty picture. You are gorgeous now. That's the difference. Wow.
But thanks for sharing that, you guys. You can get the free copy on my website, or you can get the paperback or hardback in Amazon.
Definitely. For sure. Stay around. I'm not kicking you out or anything. I just...
No.
Okay, good. So I'm going to show these, and Jamie's going to talk.
I get to talk now?
Yep. And I'm going to hide behind these.
Okay. So I had to write it down because I wanted to get it good. So the book special is, some people have come to Bree and said that they weren't able to afford the books. And so what we're doing is we're going to do $25 for a book, but the extra is going to be going towards sending out to those that can't afford it. Oh. So those that are not able to, I know Bree's already gotten some emails from people. Do you want them to just email it to the Soulful Duets one, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Soulful Duets. If you honestly, and we're going to trust you in this, honestly can't afford one of these. Mm-hmm. Okay. When somebody purchases one of these that I have, that I've already got copies of, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a special message in the front for you. Okay. As a special thank you and something that's just for you. And I'll send that to you. And then we will have an extra one to send to somebody who needs it.
Beautiful.
Okay. So the two that I have are, Will You Tell Them? A Dialogue with Jesus. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the other one is To Slay a Dragon. And this one is the Savior Dragon, which is not real. So we're going to slay him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have those two. Just shoot me an email. The PayPal in there, that link.
Mm-hmm. It's on the description.
In the description. If you want to send the 25 there, make sure you put in there that it is for one of the books, which one you want.
Will You Tell Them, or To Slay a Dragon?
To Slay a Dragon, yeah.
I would like to buy each, and then you can donate one to. I'm gonna send however, I'll look at the PayPal one later today. But I'm going to buy one of
Okay.
each, and then you can send because I want a message from you too.
Oh,
And,
nice. Totally
And
do it.
so yeah, I'm gonna get one of each of those. So I'll send it to you. So then whoever, if someone needs it, let them know, and you'll get the other copy.
Yep.
Thank you.
If
for
you're
doing
going to
that.
buy
It's
one
beautiful.
of each, then that means one of each gets
One
to
of
be.
each will get sent out to someone else.
And if you
Yep.
have somebody that you know who needs one but can't afford it, and you're buying one, let me know so I can send them.
Nice.
Okay, because I will totally do that too. There's no rules. This isn't dogmatic. We're just trying to make it right. Dogmatic. I'm gonna
Mhm.
make sure you know that word before you
I
go.
didn't get it.
We're just doing the best we can to get this out there to as many people as possible. Just like your book is
Love it.
the free ebook, right?
Mhm.
Which, by the way, I started.
Mhm.
I haven't finished yet, but when I do, oh honey, I want to talk to you about so many things.
Awesome.
So we're gonna hit up a song here real quick. If that's maybe my computer's like laughing at me.
Well, I will be right back.
Okay, go for it. You know what? Go ahead. I'm just gonna keep talking to Julie if that's okay.
Okay.
Yo, you don't want me to? All right,
I
singing
want
time
to
it
be
is.
here for
She wants to hear
that.
me. She wants to hear what I have to say.
I'll be
That's
right
because
back.
you're amazing. All right, let's get a song going.
111, the Rainbow Crew. Whoop, 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 whoop.
What?
I'm just showing my screensaver. It's a Rainbow Crew, and it's a 111 at my house.
Oh, nice. It's 11:11 here.
Mm.
I love it. Okay, my history is like full of a bunch of people talking because I like the. Sorry. Let's get this one. I'm really happy you're on here today. This is
Me
so
too.
cool.
Anytime, please. I'll come anytime. And the same. You are on my show. I love having you on mine.
I have to admit something. This morning I woke up late, which means I slept late, which means I slept, which is yay.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't in like the best of moods because I had to be somewhere right when I woke up. So I was already way behind. And I'm gonna do this one. And talking to Jami before this and my nephew,
Mm-hmm.
and now with you here, my day is going to be wonderful. Just fill it up with people who are.
I
just
keep
full of
telling
love.
people, like, yeah, come on the channels, talk, like, share your story. It's so much fun. This is like, it's just so much fun. Oh,
I love it. It lifts your own vibration,
yeah,
to just
it does.
do it anyway. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Here I am again, down on my knees, with every pleading word, thy comfort I seek. Though the words are slow to come, my thoughts are racing by. Peace fills the room, thy spirit is nigh. He hears me when I'm crying in the night. He hears me when my soul wants to fight. Till the morning will come and the light of the dawn reassures. He hears me. Any hour, wherever I may be, in the silence of an empty room, or on a crowded street, whether offering thanks or in urgency, I pray. I never go unnoticed, I'm never led astray. He hears me when I'm crying in the night. longs to fight till the morning will come and the light of the dawn reassures. Any whisper of the soul, no matter how old, Father hears the He hears me when I'm crying in the night. He hears me when my soul longs to fight till the morning will come and the light of the dawn reassures. He hears me. He hears me.
Very pretty.
I love that. I knew that was you when I listened to it, but I'm like, is that you? But I was like,
Yeah. After that one we did with, when we found Jesus in, what did you call it? How did you call it?
In the
On your
darkness
show?
or in the depths of hell.
Yeah.
oh, they found
Julia.
Jesus in the depths of hell.
Yeah.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Got to sing that song. I mean,
Yeah.
here's you no matter where you are.
Yes.
No matter where you are.
Right.
I had somebody who asked me, so they were running drug deals, and whoever was above them was telling them that they had to take out somebody because they were way behind and they'd given them so much credit and blah blah blah. He was on his way to do it, and he called me, of all people, because we didn't really talk. I just knew what he did, and he knew of me, basically. So he calls me, and I'm like, who is this again? And he tells me, and immediately I'm like, oh, what are you calling me for?
Hello.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, do you think God will listen if I pray right now? I'm like, yes, I will pray with you. Let's do this, right? Because of course. Absolutely. And so we prayed together, and my prayers are like, I think they remind me of like 5-year-old kid prayers, because like I don't follow anybody's rules except I don't try to disrespect who I'm talking to. And that's the only thing I do, because I love God and I know he gets me, right? And he gets every one of us that way. So I'm praying and he's laughing, which is funny because he didn't want to do what he had to do. And it was a very serious moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just praying and I'm like, okay, God, it's his turn now. And go. And he was like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, well, just tell him. You told me, tell him, just say it, And so he's starting to talk, and he went into more detail about what he was supposed to do to this person. And I was like, hey, just so you know, God don't want you to do that. Go ahead, keep going, and just how about that?
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't do it, then his life's in danger. And so there's a lot of pressure on him. And he prays, and he went from feeling so anxious about this and fearful to, you know what, I know what I have to do. He went to the police department, and he turned in his boss, and he turned in the person he was going to have to do the hit on, and then himself in the process.
Wow.
And he turned state evidence, and this whole ring of mess.
Oh, wow.
Every one of them were captured. God uses you wherever you are. Wherever. I have chills so bad in my shins.
Yes.
That's weird. So, in my shins.
Interesting.
So he uses you wherever you are, no matter what.
Yep.
And so if you get a random call from a drug dealer, just listen for a second. Don't just hang up on right away. You never know. Okay,
From a random drug dealer.
Right? Just anyway, right? Like,
just take the call.
Yeah, and just pray. Just pray.
Yeah.
Because God will guide you. it's us who think that we have to guide God. That's not quite how that works. God knows all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, God, this is how I want it. Maybe to say I want this and I need this, but that's not the same thing as you have to do this.
Mhm.
They're not the same. We can
Yeah.
take our concerns and our desires to God because every righteous desire of our heart will be fulfilled. Every single one.
Yep.
And it's not about anything else anyway, right?
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
I just want to thank
one.
Bambi for that one.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
will you read that one? Because I didn't quite catch it.
Thank you, Bambi.
Julia, I want to thank you so much for your spiritual boot camp. It is helping me so much.
That's one of the courses I created, Spiritual Boot Camp. I'll tell you about that real quick because actually, I'm glad Bambi brought that up.
Please do.
Because it's actually $28 right now because I wanted anybody to be able to do it. It's 28 days long. Mm-hmm. So I was guided years ago that God wanted me to create, it's time to create a course. And it was just called Spiritual Boot Camp. And I was like, okay. So I announced it. It's this 28-day course. You're going to get something in your email every day, a little lesson from me, God, whatever, and live calls each week. So I launched it. And 88 people, now I launched it at $555. And 80-something people signed up.
No kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I have a podcast. It's called Stepping Into the Light, just like my book. And it's nearing 1 million downloads. So, I mean, I did, I've people have listened to me over the years. God love you. but I launched it. And then I was like, I have 80 people waiting for an email tomorrow from me. And I don't have anything created yet. So every night of Spiritual Boot Camp, I kid you not, I sat down and I said, God, what do they need for tomorrow? What do they need for tomorrow? Day one was a morning and evening meditation. So they're to do these to change the way they go to sleep and change the way they start their day. And so every night I would just sit and go, okay, what's next? And like halfway through the program, I realized it was everything that I had found along my way that helped me turn my life around. I'm like, God, this is what I did with you. And, I created that, several years ago, actually. And I just recently launched it live again because I think just for me to learn, is this still relevant now? And everybody who signed up said it's changing their life. I'm like, okay.
I love it.
Some people are ready for that. And some people go back and take it again, so God's leading us for real. I mean, and we just, what's next? What's next? It's not me forcing anything. It's just like, show me.
No. Oh, you've already got some ideas already. If you could see, I want you to close your eyes for a second. Okay, close your eyes for a second. Jamie, close your eyes.
Everybody? Okay.
Yep, everybody close your eyes. Okay.
Everybody close your eyes.
When we are wondering what the next step is, because we feel like our purpose right here is nearly complete and we're ready. When we pray, the heavens actually open up above you, okay? And this light that's there, that love shines down on you, and that's what impresses you to move to the next step. So, I want to ask you if this is something you could do. Can you say to however you pray, use your words, but ask them to open up the heavens and to reveal to you what your next step is, because you're going to feel the ideas already. You already have an impression, and maybe you just need to figure out your next step. So you're going to just take it like walking off a cliff and have faith that you're not going to fall, but you won't fall because you didn't fall before. The heavens open up. And when you ask for the heavens to open, they do. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel it? You can open your eyes. If you don't have an idea of how amazing that is, that means that there are little steps that you still need to take, right, to get to that point. But that gives you an idea of where you are. And opening the gates of heaven is everywhere in the Bible, but it's something that everybody gets to ask for. Everybody. This isn't something some preacher could do or some prophet or some pope definitely. So it's everybody. I mean, they're included, by the way, but everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is what I love about your boot camp stuff. I have never heard of it till just now, but I already know. Just because I know you, and I can feel your extensions. So everybody you talk to in these are extensions of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I can feel your extensions and which ones are lit on fire and which ones are going, I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that is an amazing thing to have. Everybody has extensions from them. Everybody you know, you do some type of influencing. And honey, you're lighting up the night sky.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for that. I feel it.
That is good, because I have things to learn from you. And I have things to learn from Jamelia and Steph. But we all have something to teach as well.
Yes, and I'm an eternal student. I will never stop learning. So we're all eternal students.
That's my favorite part.
If you find anyone that thinks they know it all, then maybe look elsewhere. We're eternal students.
If you think you know it all, come talk to me.
Yeah.
Just saying, I'm opening that up to everybody. If you think you know everything, I would love to just have a chat. Because I don't, and I want to know more stuff. But I'm pretty sure.
I know everything I know. But not everything I don't.
We live in a beautiful, beautiful world.
Yes.
In spite of all the demonic stuff. Okay? They don't get to take the beauty you see.
We can see the beauty.
They don't get to take the beauty you
just
are.
have to want to.
Because our costumes are just that.
Yep. Love it.
Oh, I have butterflies in my tummy now. I don't even know why, but I think it's just because I'm so excited. This has been an amazing chat. Do you have anything else you want to add, Jamie?
Yeah, I want to play my song.
Well, then play it. I didn't know you had a song picked up. I'm very happy. Let's hear it. What song is it?
I have to go down to it now because I wasn't there.
Well.
I have a session with the healing session with the young lady and the mom I told you about in 3 minutes. So I'll have to hop up towards the end of your song if I'm not on here. I want to hear it though. But if I'm not on when you finish, that's where I've gone, just to let you know.
Hey, that's okay. If you need to go, that's totally fine.
I'll just hop right there.
I need to talk to you later today. We probably both do. So can you find a time and then just shoot me a text?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you both for having me. Anytime, please. Yeah, I love you both.
Love you.
Love you.
Do you have it?
I'm looking. It's down here. Wait.
I'm gonna listen until I do have to hop off because I want to hear it. And then I'm just gonna go away. I'm gonna get my thing ready for me.
Well, let it go out. Bambi's Corner, she says, it is teaching me so much about myself.
Oh, thank you.
And it's helping her so much. Is it Fallon? Fallon Blue? That's a cool name.
I saw that.
Spiritual Boot Camp Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Jacqueline says thank you.
It's still $28. Just go to my website, guys, for real. It was, from what people tell me, it will blow you away with what you get out of it. So
there you go.
I'm glad I did it live again so that I would realize it's still relevant and people still need this. So it was what I needed to learn too.
I love that. I love it, love it, love it. We were talking about doing exercises this morning. And whenever you're ready, just let us know, James. We were talking about doing exercises this morning, and James like, do you want to do exercises every day? And I'm like, if it's like exercises because I'm new, right? So a baby who doesn't know how to walk yet, I will do all those exercises with you. That's where I'm at.
Yep.
See, we're all at different levels. But yeah.
I just made a hot yoga room. Michael redid it. So I just started doing my sweating out in my yoga style.
Oh, I love that. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Love it.
Ariel, are you okay? If I could only make him understand. I just don't see things the way he does. I don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be bad. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here you think, sure, she's got everything. I got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I got who's it's and what's it's galore. You want thingamabots? I've got to. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down a, what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Bet you on land they'd understand that they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand. Yeah, ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire? Why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore that shore above? Out of the sea. Wish I could be part of that world.
Okay, I love that. You
Thank
just have flawlessness when you
you.
sing. It's so beautiful. Plus the glasses. I didn't even know that was you at first.
That
I
is me.
thought maybe it was
That
like
was
you
when
singing.
I think I'd shaved like this part of my hair and the back of my hair, and then the rest of it was long, but I had it up. And so when I saw it, I forgot I even did that one until the other day, and I'm just like, with Eric? Who's Eric? And there wasn't even a duet with Eric, so I don't even know
It was
what
to
that's
do it with you alone. It was beautiful.
So thank you.
Why did you pick that one?
Because everybody wants to be a part of something, and she when she's in the show, she's wanting to be a part of the up there world where she sees all the wonder and all the beauty and all this other stuff. And her dad talks about, you can't go up there. He's scared. He thinks he's protecting her.
Mm-hmm.
And, in his mind, he is, because, I mean, if you know the backstory of it, his wife was killed by man. And so, and his daughter Ariel was the one that looked most like her mom. And so, he wanted to protect her from all this, but she saw all the wonder in all of it and didn't know, couldn't remember, that that's why he was the way he was, because she was so little. And all the stuff that we've always talked about, getting out of our bubble and, getting out of our comfort zones and finding that wonder in the world that we can increase, that we can build up and spread the love with others, and how she starts off how I just don't see things the way he does. I don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be bad, and that's how a lot of people are even now. They're in this, so it has like a double standard in a way, but also not, because this is a wonderful world. It's the world that Heavenly Father gave us, and if we can see the beauty in it through all the crap, then, we can have that wonder and still have it be a good thing, but still protecting those that we love. And so I've just always loved that song. I've just always loved the meaning that I've gotten from it. And so, yeah.
I think it's
And
beautiful.
I like sounding like Ariel.
Well, I think honestly, in my mind, I hear you singing it. When I very first heard it when I was a little kid, I heard a voice singing it that wasn't the one, and now I know it's yours, and it's your adult one. So like I heard that when I was a kid, you sing that song, and so just now I had this like holy buckets moment, because a lot of times when a song is written and a famous person sings it and you're like, that's amazing. And it hits you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear somebody else sing it. They make it their own, but you could tell that it's coming from deep inside them.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I think this song does. That's why
that
I love
resonates like inside your heart or inside the middle of your soul or whatever it is.
And you even put on the glasses. To me, that means that you even prepared. Like you didn't just sing it like off the cuff. You actually
No, those are my glasses.
I know they're your glasses, but has anybody seen you wear them before, except for when you were being the librarian? Yeah.
No, I don't need them now, but
I'm just
I
saying,
needed
it's
them
awesome.
then.
It's very, very cool. And a lot of times we feel like we don't fit in, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that's included. Times. And I'm sorry about that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to say this. At the beginning of this whole thing, Bree said, you're going to have to do all talking because my meds haven't kicked in and I'm not feeling it. I'm like, okay. And then I did not get to.
I'm so sorry.
I'm like, I'm going to ask her this and this and this, and I didn't get to do any of it.
I'm very sorry.
Freaking.
We'll have to have her back.
Duh.
And I'll have to have like masking tape on.
Masking tape.
You know, the kind that won't hurt when you take it off.
Easily take off.
I know, but I don't want to take off my skin. I'm going to
still talk, and you're going to have like a mustache of tape on your face.
I'll work on it. Sorry. I hope you will forgive me. I don't mean to take over.
There's no forgiveness needed. I'm just saying, stop it.
Yeah.
If you say I'm going to do something, then let me do it, freaking.
I am right now.
Yeah, but she's not here.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay, see? We're all have stuff to work on.
Exactly, Jamie. I know she's not something else, but I'm putting it on there right now.
Fine, take her side. I know she's right, and I know.
You can tell y'all are sisters for sure. That's good because we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as fun and pleasant as this is now, I hope that she remembers after this that Jesus loves you too, and me. And me. He loves me too.
I know.
That while you're upset at me.
I wasn't like mad. I was more like, I felt left out.
But again. I kept saying you, and I kept like,
I was trying to talk, and you would talk over me a lot.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to work on that.
And I would say stuff, and you wouldn't acknowledge it or anything.
I'm sorry.
So I know you're sorry. I'm just saying. Because I don't think you realize it sometimes, and that's okay. But still, come on, man.
I didn't realize it at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think you should pray us out. Because I don't know how to fix this.
Me and my old grandpa laugh.
That's a dad laugh. That's a dad laugh, and you know it.
He's all,
thank you, Jules.
Thanks, Jules.
We love each other even when we're like,
we do. We love each other.
Messed that up. Julia did everything wonderfully, and I apologize
Yes.
for taking over again. It's practice. I know.
Anyways.
So what are we gonna pray for? I'll let you do that too.
We're praying for patience, apparently. And understanding.
You gotta be careful when you pray for patience.
I know I get reasons to be patient all the time because
I
I pray
bless
for
your life
patience.
so much. It's such a blessing for you.
It's true.
I try to give you things for patience all the time.
I thank you so much for that. I so appreciate it.
I can tell.
For sure the kids and the people that are not able to be freed at the moment, but soon to be. Love you too, Aunt Jacqueline. And for all of our kidlings, and for things that are in my head that I don't want to say out loud, and for the camera.
Everyone on the other side.
Oh yes, and everybody on the other side of the screen. That's you guys. And and for the Chad for sure. As you know, his job is dangerous and stuff. And
Empress's dad. Miss
and
Empress's
who?
dad.
Oh, I thought you said Pris. I'm like, who's Pris?
No, Empress's dad.
And Empress Marina's dad, yes. And for anybody that's having mental issues, anxieties, or anything. And what else?
Boston Barb's horse got sick, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And for her son.
For Powwow.
Mm-hmm.
And for her son.
Sea Lady and her family.
Oh, yes. And for anybody else that's emailed for the prayers. Yes, Jami, I know. I remember. And Julia.
Thank you for being here.
And for her work that she's doing. And yeah, is there anything else? Anybody else want us to add anything?
KKAA.
Oh yes, the Kids Convoy Across America for sure. Yep, that's a good song too. Anything else?
I think God knows our
Good.
hearts. So.
Okay. Okay. Yes, for Kathy. Yes, Bambi. Okay. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the and the glory forever. Hello there. She
Your
just like
cats love
totally
you.
jumped up on me.
I see that. Your cats love it when you
Sorry.
sing.
They do.
Like,
I'm like,
Jesus is just right there.
I'm like Snow White when I'm calling the animals.
We go bless you.
Okay,
Hang out.
okay.
You
Hold
ready?
on. Ringing in my ears. Hold on. Woo! That's some ringing right there. Sorry. And I don't know how to do this. Okay. Wait. Okay. And
You're
blessed.
blessed.
Bless. And my cat is apparently blessed.
Bless all of you. Have
Bless
a
you guys.
wonderful day.
Yes.
I love that your cats jump on you, by the way, when you're
I
singing.
feel like Snow White or
Right?
who was
You're
the
like
other one?
singing to the animals. It's
They're coming to
amazing.
me.
They like come want to talk to you.
They're
I'm
like,
happy about it.
hello. Jump right on my head. All right then.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you guys.
Make sure you check out Julia Treat and her website and
JuliaTreat.biz, I believe.
remember the book deal.
Mm-hmm.
$25
$25.
Get
and
it,
the link
right?
is in the bottom. Yep, for the
Yep.
PayPal. It's in the bottom.
Make sure you put in the comment what it's for. And
Thanks
Kitty
for
too.
blessing
Yes.
my kitty. I appreciate it.
We
Her
love you,
name is
Blythe.
Lily. Love you guys. Have a good day. God bless you.